Hey, it's John-Marc, and I want to say thanks for checking out my latest video. I hope you're having a good day. Well, today our lesson is going to be on one of my drawing books that I created. It's called Draw 50 Cartoon Fish. Now, this is actually on my website or as well as Amazon if you want to actually download and purchase it. What's unique about this drawing book is I created a special page on the right-hand side where you can actually learn the step-by-steps on the left and actually apply it on the right. It's like a little sketch pad that you can go wherever you want to go with. You don't need to have another piece of paper or another book. All you just need is this and a pencil and you're ready to go. All right, so let's look at the book. What I have here, a variety of fish as I shared with you before. And what I did is I have the step 1, step 2, and step 3, similar to what I've been showing you from my videos for the past month right now, step by step by step. What I want to really share with you right now is why I sketch this way, and what I want you to really learn is watch me when I'm actually building this shape. It's like modeling clay. All right, so let's see what type of fish we should actually play up with. Hey, why don't we take this one, a very simple basic fish that I have right now. All right, so as you can see here, the first shape here, I have like a little teardrop sideways. Okay, I have another shape over here, the back fin, the side fin, and the 2 lower fins. And then from that step, I go to step number 2. From this point on, I'll add the eyes, an eyebrow, get a little bit more detail with the top fin. As you can see, I'm getting a little heavier with the lines, building the foundation for the mouth and the body. And now when I take it to step 3, as you can see, more and more is getting more involved. So as you can see, the line, the overlapping of the top of the fin, adding some the line strokes for spots and other parts of the fins, and adding some textures throughout the actual picture. So why don't we get started? So the first thing you're going to need to have is some paper and a pencil. As you can see here, I'm actually using a mechanical pencil. And why I like to use a mechanical pencil, the point is most of the time sharp. And that's what I like. So when I'm drawing all my lines, I can go light and soft. I don't have to use like a pencil sharpener and go back and forth. All right, so let's begin. All right, so I'm going to create it right now. All right, so, and just a little side note, if it doesn't look like the fish that I'm creating in my book or online, however you see my illustration, don't worry. It's the first step. This is your fish. So you can still tweak. It's not supposed to look 100% like it. All right, so let's begin. So the first thing is I have like that little teardrop, like I was saying before. And give yourself space when you're positioning it on the actual paper. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to get right where that center line there is. Get where the little fins are on the side. That back one right now. All right, those the 2 underneath on the bottom right now, as you can see. So as you notice, what I'm actually doing, where I actually took these fish were actually online. These are actually real fish, and I just changed them to a cartoon version of it. All right, so that's basically the first step that I have created there. So as you can see, I sketched it out very light and loosely. I have the basic shapes that I can work off of. And then from this point on, I'm going to be adding the eyes and the mouth and the other elements. So let's begin with the eyes now. Okay. And I make my eyes nice and big here sometimes small. The direction of the eye, where it's looking, it's kind of like at you right now. I'll come back at the third step and I'll actually make it even darker. And there's the eyelid. Let's get the that top fin. Square off the top. And that overlapping fin like it's falling down. All right, so let's get the little mouth there. A little different from my drawing, I can tell. That's okay. All right, and get that all in there. Get that the back shape. All right, so that's basically the step 2 that I have got. As you notice, it's very sketchy, it's very loose, and at this time, when I'm taking to the third step, I am going to get a little bit more definitely tighter with some of the areas and location. All right, so let's begin with that. I'll be a little bit more, a little slower with my sketching and a little bit heavier at this time. And this is just a compass, very, very loose sketch. This is kind of like right before you want to actually get to a level of saying, hey, I like this one. Now where do I go from here? And get it approved from your client or from your boss or just from yourself. Oops, a little too many lines on there. All right, here we go. Let's get that bottom a little bit more. Here we go. And what you'll see here is anything behind the fish, or in this case, it is a fish actually, I'll actually shade it in to give it a little of the depth. So this one here is in front and this one's in the back. And by doing that, I kind of give a little bit dimension, kind of saying like this fin is in the background. So I'll just give it a little shading, a little darker, just as an indication. All right, so let's get this one here. Get those little thin lines in there. And sometimes you can, like on my fish, I'll actually have a little cut in the fin as if it got ripped. All right, let's shade that in there. All right, let's get the top of the fin. There we go. And if you want to, here's a fun little thing here. Let's do a little shadowing right underneath there. There we go. And let's get that little shape there, little shadow and shading. Let's add a spot here as for fun. You can change it up too. Don't always think you just have to keep what you saw. So like my drawing didn't have the spots here, but I think it actually will add a little element there. A little uniqueness. All right, so let's add some bubbles, of course. Floating around, small, big, and all over scatter. So I'm kind of imagining the fish moving forward, so the bubbles will be moving behind him. And as they get higher, I'm just going to make them a little bit further and further away. You can even have them overlapping the actual fish too. That's not a bad thing. Like, let me get some right on there. There you go. And as I like to sometimes just give a little shadowing on the bottom. Some stones, shells, what have you. You can use your imagination, or sometimes you may need to actually go online and get some references. That's a normal thing to just let you know. I do that quite often. If I need to know how a particular rock might look, a formation or a coral, in this case, since we're doing fish. All right, here we go with that one. Little stone, a little bit smaller ones, a little here. A little bit more shadowing here. This is just a simple, quick sketch. All right, here, let's add some seaweed. Make it overlapping from one to the other. And sometimes, again, with that one, I'll have like a little cut. Let's do a little shading so we can see how it's actually applying, working together. Almost make it look like grass blades, how I have them. There you go. That one's in the foreground. So you can see here, this one is in the front of these seaweeds here. This one is twisted in front of it, I have, and this one's all the way in the back. Now you can get even ones smaller or taller in the back. And if I did that, what I'll just do is I'll shade in a little bit more on those darker ones. So it's kind of like their indication, like they're way back there. Same rule with this fin back here. There you go. All right, let's get some coral. Some standard fun ones. Overlapping, I'm going to have them in the foreground, background. So this is like close to you, so that's why I'm seeing the top part of it. This one's the back side and you're not. And I kind of do some shadowing on that one because it's behind, and then another one behind there. I kind of give some of the dirt there. This time I give it like a little shadow from that one. But then I'll come back and give it a little light. So you see this is like a little cast shadow here and here. There's no light sources in this case. This is all underwater. I'm just playing up with it. All right. I think that's done. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'm going to be doing more like this and teaching you as well as color traditionally with color pencils, watercolors. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks. Have a great day.